Baltimore, Maryland, a city. Written in water, brick, and grit, Baltimore is often introduced with a warning. People talk about what's wrong before they ever talk about what's real. They mention headlines before history. They reduce a city of neighborhoods, culture, and generations to a single narrative. But Baltimore has never been a city you can understand from a distance. You have to walk it. You have to listen. You have to stay long enough for it to speak back. This is Baltimore beyond reputation. This is the Baltimore that reveals itself slowly and stays with you once it does. 1. A harbor that built a city. Baltimore is a water city before it is contradictions, beauty and burden, commerce and calm, history and reinvention. At sunrise, the water glows copper and gold. At night, it mirrors the lights of a city that refuses to disappear. At night, it mirrors the lights of a city that refuses to disappear. 2. Baltimore is a city of neighborhoods, not districts. Baltimore does not behave like a single city. It behaves like dozens of tight-knit villages stitched together. Every neighborhood has a personality, an accent, a memory. Fells Point cobblestone streets, sailors' bars, and brick row houses. Once a shipbuilding hub, now a place where history and nightlife blend effortlessly. The streets still tilt slightly, shaped by centuries of footsteps. Federal Hill. A hill that watched the War of 1812 unfold. Today, it offers one of the most beautiful skyline views on the East Coast, especially at dusk, when the city quiets. Hampton quirky, proud, and unapologetically itself. Known for its working-class roots, creative energy, and fiercely local businesses. Mount Vernon cultural and architectural elegance. Grand buildings, museums, libraries, and the quiet confidence of old money and deep history. West and East Baltimore often spoken about but rarely understood. These neighborhoods carry pain, strength, community, and legacy. Places where families have lived for generations and continue to fight for dignity and opportunity. Baltimore doesn't flatten its neighborhoods into trends. Each one keeps its own identity. Row houses, the backbone of the city. Baltimore's row houses are not just buildings. They are archives. Narrow, brick, and tightly packed, these homes tell stories of immigrant families, dock workers, factory laborers, civil rights leaders, artists, and musicians. Step inside a row house and you'll find warmth, creativity, and history layered over decades. From the outside, they may look similar. On the inside, no two are the same. These homes reflect Baltimore's spirit. Compact, resilient, and deeply personal. 4. A working-class city that never pretended otherwise. Baltimore has always been honest about being a working city. Steel mills, shipyards, railroads, and factories once dominated the landscape. The labor shaped the culture, tough, direct, and proud. People here don't romanticize struggle, but they don't deny it either. That blue-collar identity created strong unions, tight communities. A culture of looking out for your own. Even as industries declined, the city's work ethic remained. Baltimore doesn't posture, it perseveres. 5. Art, music, and creativity in unexpected places. Baltimore has one of the most authentic creative scenes in America, not because it's polished, but because it's honest. This is a city that produced jazz legends, punk scenes, indie filmmakers, poets, and photographers. Art here grows in basements, warehouses, row houses, and street corners. Murals tell neighborhood stories. Music spills from small venues. Galleries pop up where factories once stood. Creativity in Baltimore is not performative. It's survival, expression, and identity. 6. A food scene rooted in water and culture. Baltimore's food tells the story of the Chesapeake. Seafood crabs aren't just a meal, they're a ritual. Families gather around paper-covered tables, cracking shells, sharing stories, arguing about seasoning, and passing down traditions. But there's more. Immigrant cuisines, soul food institutions, modern chefs reimagining classics. Food here isn't about trends, it's about belonging. A city that faced America's hard truths. Baltimore has been at the center of America's hardest conversations. Segregation, redlining, policing, inequality. These realities are not hidden here. They are confronted, discussed, and remembered. Museums, community organizations, and grassroots movements continue to push for justice and healing. Baltimore's honesty about its struggles gives it credibility and the possibility of real progress. 8. Green spaces that surprise. First-time visitors. Baltimore is far greener than most people expect. Silburn Arboretum. A hidden gem where gardens and trails offer escape from city noise. These spaces remind residents that beauty exists even in cities shaped by industry. Baltimore's relationship with literature and storytelling. Baltimore has always been a city of storytellers. Writers, journalists, and thinkers drawn to complexity found inspiration here. The city invites observation, the kind that leads to honesty rather than fantasy. Baltimore stories aren't sanitized. They're layered, complicated, and human. The city understands that truth is more powerful than polish. Nightfall in Baltimore. A different kind of quiet. At night, Baltimore doesn't roar. It settles. Streetlights reflect off wet brick. Conversations linger on stoops. Music hums softly through open windows. There's a calm that comes from familiarity, from knowing your block, your neighbors, your routines. Baltimore nights feel lived in, not staged. 11. Resilience as a cultural language. Resilience isn't a buzzword here. It's a way of life. Baltimore has lost industries, population, and investment, yet it remains deeply rooted. People stay because family is here, memory is here, identity is here. There is pride in staying, rebuilding, and refusing to be erased. Baltimore doesn't ask for approval. Baltimore does not try to convince you to love it. It doesn't package itself neatly. It doesn't apologize for its edges. It doesn't chase trends to seem relevant. Baltimore simply exists, layered, flawed, beautiful, and real. And if you take the time to understand it, the city rewards you with something rare in modern America: authenticity. Conclusion. Baltimore is not a headline. Baltimore is not a statistic, not a cautionary tale, not a stereotype. It is a city built on water and work, pain and pride, history and hope. It is a place where stories are held in brick walls and passed down on front steps. Baltimore doesn't shout its beauty. It lets it unfold. And for those willing to listen, walk slowly, and look deeper, Baltimore reveals itself as one of America's most honest, resilient, and quietly beautiful cities.